All right, y'all. So my appointment got canceled. Just made a video for the last three pivot zone trades that were successful. We lost out on this other one, and we didn't flatten out fast enough, so we made a mistake. Um, so we played a pullback because you can clearly see we have momentum to the upside, and yeah, we're I don't know what's going on here though. Let me get back on my chart. So we take a little bit of profit there. We're out of the trade, and we actually want to still be in this. So if we get a little pullback, we're going to join back into the ask. That was a mistake, by the way. I'm not sure why I had two. So we really think we're going to take this back up to the top again. So we re-entered that trade. Close this order out. It's always a little funky. And we'll put our stop back down at the bottom here. So probably should have waited a little bit longer for that pullback. So we essentially took two trades. Took this first trade, got back in, re-entered. So we got stopped out here. We almost made our profit target. We just got a little greedy there. We should have just stopped it out. And we had that hard rejection, and we should have just closed. We didn't because we saw this little uh, indecision candle, and then we continued to stay in the trade. So that was a mistake. Lesson learned. And now what I see is higher highs being created. We broke through a significant level. I see a pullback, and I think we're going to continue with a strength through power hour here. So that's my read. If we get stopped out, that's fine, and we give away all our profits for the day. It's the way it goes, but we definitely didn't get out of that trade fast enough right here. So we ended up taking an L. So right now we're sitting at, we lost 67 on that trade. And on that first TP where we got out of that trade prematurely, we gained 37 of it back. 37, 60. So we're still doing well. This trade works out for us. We'll still have a good day. And yeah, we definitely made a mistake. Sitting at 51. 608, and we're up 88 on the day. This trade, we're back about 55. So worst case scenario, we're going to be back at about break even. Now you notice I have my stop behind this wicking candle here. I could probably even move it up a little bit. I don't think we need it that far. We're looking at 96, probably 86. So it's about 15 points back. I think that's a good level. It runs, man. So you really do have to take on a little bit more risk on these New York MQ. So I kind of like where my stop is right now, at least for the moment. I could always like close it out. So what I'm seeing on Bookmap is, let's go ahead and pull that up. Aggressive buyers are stepping in, taking the price back up. So essentially made a new high. See if I can pull this back. You can see it on Bookmap. We've had lots of aggressive buying pressure. We clean this high over here. All right. Broke through that zone, pulled back a little bit, stepped up a little higher, pulled back, and now we're targeting the top of the zone. We finally broke through 23,800. Now we're retesting it. So that's a significant level that we've had a hard time getting through. So we're looking to get through that. And back to Quant Hour here. We'll kind of just look at the trade and see what happens. give it some time. It is power hour, so we have 40 minutes left. It should might take some time to get through this trade unless we get stopped out pretty quick, which is still possible, right? So whatever happens, happens. We have made our decision to see if we can take price higher. Right now, aggressive sellers are stepping in a little bit and pushing the price back down. 23,780, there is a sell wall. Our price is at 23,781. That's about, need to move it down a little bit more to protect from that level. 23,775. We're okay taking on more risk. Again, this is more of a pullback and a continuation of an uptrend as opposed to the pivot zone trade. To finish out the day strong, since we've been making higher highs and higher lows. So that is our logic behind it. Still just 3 in MNQ, and size is pretty small. A couple nice wicking candles. Coming back to Bookmap, looks like aggressive buyers are stepping back in. And at first I looked at it and I'm like, am I just trying to get back into a trade? I looked at what I saw on the chart. I recognized that it was just a strong pullback after probably taking profit, and the momentum was still to the upside, and I was okay taking on the risk of re-entering and trying to take it back up. So I'm good with it. And I'm very happy with my trading on these accounts for the last, I don't know, last several sessions. So not really scared of getting stopped out or losing, as in the last trade. We should have exited faster. That's my only criticism on the last trade. We should have just got out of it when we saw that strong rejection, when we were so close to our take profit, and we should have just took it. We targeted like 10 points. We should have stayed to our 6.5 to 7, and we would have been money. So 2 adjustments on those pivot zone trades. I'm going to target 6.5 to 7.5 points, maybe 10, and then I'm getting out. I'm just getting out, and I'll take on about 20 points of risk and then try to close it out quick if I see a rejection. Still looking okay on Bookmap. Anything could happen. It's kind of a battle right now going into power hour. And not very happy that we gave back our profits, or some of our profits, when we were profitable for the day. However, once I found that my client was leaving or wasn't coming because sick, and I decided that we had another pivot zone extension trade waiting for us. We hit that level. I took it, and yeah, that's where we are. And funny thing is, I already uploaded the video for the first 3 trades of the session. However, this is obviously going to be the next one to ensure that we get all of the trades logged and uploaded. So it's a little bit of a fight here. Do have a pretty big sell wall sitting up there at 23,800 again. Is essentially right. This trade isn't looking very good, to be honest. We're gonna give it a little more time to develop, but I may flatten if I don't like what I see with the price action in this next candle here. So yeah, aggressive sellers are stepping in. We have a little bit of a sell wall down here at 23,782. Starting to stack up though, and it's moving up a little bit, which I like. Buyers are trying to get involved. I don't know why I had that all on there. It makes no damn sense. That's what happens when you're trying to do 5 things at one time. I think that's it. I don't want to lose that level. So I'm not willing to take on any more risk than that. So that's the end. End of the line. No, I'm just gonna look at trade. Where's our previous day point of control? At 803. Settlement price is right at 800, and our value area high is at 813. That's what I have my target as. The previous day value area high. Shit, we may just get back to settlement, and we may have a hard time getting over this 2300 level. Let's kind of play this out in Bookmap. Oh, you're already looking at Bookmap. So as you can see, I adjusted everything properly here. We're a little bit in drawdown here, so about $76. Kind of decided that this wick, a couple ticks behind it, is all the risk I'm willing to take on. However, I may even flatten it out if we get down past this blue wick right here. So the hand's going to be on the flatten button, and looking at Bookmap, so you may not see me flatten it. I'm still okay where we're at. See lots of down wick action happening, and we're making higher lows, and price seems to be holding and absorbing the aggressive sellers. We're absorbing and holding. See these big bubbles, price still moves back up. Aggressive sellers, price is still holding. We're moving back up towards the sell wall, which is kind of moving down a little bit. So hopefully we get some aggressive buyers to step in and take this back up. If we can break through this wall at 800, I think it's smooth sailing up to previous day high. Looks like we're making lower highs and higher lows, so a little bit of a Dorito or wedge pattern forming. But we're absorbing the aggressive sell orders for the moment. And now they're starting to push. Sellers are getting a little bit of momentum. Buyers are absorbing. Lots of buy orders on the book, so I think it's going to be hard to get to that 23,780 level. So I want to be behind it. Actually, some of the interesting is that 23,780. Yep, 23,777. It's a lot of risk to take on, but I think, man, it's hard to keep this market down. It's really hard to keep this market down. And this really just looks like a pullback. I think we're gonna move into this consolidation range right here. Just gonna kind of consolidate before we make a decision. Do have some resistance down here, and this wall is thickening at the bottom. Wall is thickening at the top, so I mean it could go either way. So let's flip a coin, y'all. I think bulls still can push this price higher. CVD has increased over the last hour and 20 minutes or so. I may be looking for a continuation trade if I can see some more action on my take profit trader account. Excuse me, on my TFD account, the futures desk. Right now, it looks like sellers are in control though, but it's pretty balanced. So this is a consolidation that I see happening. I can show you on my browser what I'm looking at. This is from the other playlist, like challenge, which I'll have to upload today's video because we took a few trades here today. So if we look down at the bottom, you see this ADX DMI. So sellers are in slight control. It's pretty even though. And the momentum for any trend is kind of flattening. It's kind of decreasing from when we hit this high. So we definitely flattened out. We tried to push back up, but sellers took control, and now we're consolidating. That's why everything's kind of flattening out, and we have equal buyers and sellers, and we have these in Bookmap, we have these walls forming. So CVD is pretty flat right now for the last several minutes, for the last 15 minutes or so, with no clear direction. So we just missed our TP here, and then it just ripped down. That's what I've noticed that happens with these pivot zone extensions. You have to you got to be quick. If you see it pop in the opposite direction, you just have to be quick and get out. Otherwise, your stop is just going to be too wide, and that's just really going to mess with your risk to reward ratio. So we're pushing. We're getting aggressive buyers stepping in right now. Let's go back to our. This is a 2000 tick calendar view here. You see buyers just overtook the sellers as far as momentum goes, but we're still flat, so it could still be in consolidation. We are making higher highs, and now price is moving with momentum. ADX is up to 21. Like to see a close here with momentum. This is a 2000 tick chart. I'm going to push back up to the top in a continuation. So we had an Ichimoku cloud. We're still red on the cloud. The red moving average line, weighted moving average is still below, but the green is above. We're getting more momentum from buyers. We're about to jump into scalp here, and I know this isn't the account, but we're about to jump into scalp here. That sell wall is disappearing at the top. It's moving up.
Ordered field.
We're in, so we're just going for a nice short little scalp here to the top of that range. We'll put our stop below this bullish green candle. And we will flatten if we see aggressive selling pressure popping in here. We're not going to stay in this long. This is a momentum scalp. Okay, so we see some selling pressure here. Do I want to give it a room is the question. Everything still looks good. Let's give it some room. Okay. Let's give it a little bit of room. That could be buyer or sellers taking or buyers taking profit. What I'm learning is you got to take on risk in this game, and sometimes you just have to take on more than you like as long as it's managed. We're still looking good. ADX is sloping up. It's above 20. DMI is positive, and so the moving average signal in the Ichimoku cloud are giving us conflicting signals. So that tells me that maybe we jumped in too early here. But we're hitting this wall. Buyers are still in control. Last 3 bars. Some aggressive buyers are starting to step in. The walls are breaking down. So whoever gets aggressive here is likely going to take it. So there's a little Bookmap update. So I'll keep managing the trade while we keep it on Bookmap. Really seems like the momentum is to the upside here right now. Those prices stepping up, we're reducing our risk. We're moving our stop up to a 10, 12 points below current price. So we're still giving it 12 points of room below where price currently is. On our TPT account. And that MOC is in 5 minutes. Man, the hour goes by quick, y'all. Losing a little bit of steam here. The lagging indicator though. But we also see aggressive sellers stepping in Bookmap. Got my hand on the flatten button for these trades here. We're holding. The walls are rebuilding to both sides. And that wall is really thick on the top side. Aggressive buyer stepping in, headed towards the sell wall. Further reducing risk. We're getting close to MOC. So I have 10 points, stops 10 points behind current price on my take profit trader trade. And on my TFD trade, we are holding stop 23,783. It's 1 minute to MOC. Is it 145? See what happens here. Getting some aggressive buyers popping in. Here's our update. I'm rubbernecking because I can't see shit. Look like ET. All right, so aggressive buyers are still present. Price creeping up. I think we're getting a push into the close. Aggressive buyers still in there on Bookmap.
Order field.
So we got our TP on the TFD. So that's a nice trade. We're ready to flatten any time here. Still getting a push. Still getting a push. I'm gonna throw it on Bookmap for y'all, and on the flatten button. We're not gonna let this one go red. Aggressive buyers stepping in, but they're getting absorbed by price release and moving up. I'm gonna give it like another minute. Hand on the flatten button. CVD is still increasing. A little bit of a wiggle. Still on the 1 minute chart. We're out of it. There we go. Good exit. You can see that little wiggle, and price just ripped down, right? So that's as good as we can do on that trade. So happy with that. That was crazy. What timing. That's what we needed to do on the first trade. Was exit as soon as we saw that little wiggle and then that rip. It still needs to go up, but not worth it. Not worth it. We saw a wick up there. Strong rejection. That's 3 wicks in a row. Let me put this in Quant Tower now so y'all can see it. I think you're on Bookmap. All right, so what we see here is 3 of these wicks straight up. I got a little bit of wiggle here. Indecision candle. I exited. Let's see what we finish with. So 16, 25, 31, 41, 42, 43, 50. So we got about half of it back. So we lost 67, got 43.50 back. All right. So that's it, y'all. We're stopping there. It's the end of our ride today. Hopefully you enjoyed the price action. I did. Had a lot of fun today. We finished positive in all of our accounts. 200 in funding ticks account that I have. We were up 260 in my take or the funding desk account, and let's see what we're up in on the TFD. 51,669, up 105 on the day. So good day. We'll take it. Till next time.